So okay, yeah, okay. About me, I told you I'm from Hamburg. I started at Urban Data Solutions and worked as a web developer. Now I'm at the Urban Data Analytics and do some NLP stuff. S- So yeah, okay. And yeah, so I like both words, and I like to combine these things. So and yeah, the agenda. So a little bit of context about why we do that and what we have for a system there. Then the problem, some solution, our prototype. It's currently in working progress and some outlook. Yeah, I told you about Hamburg. It's a federal county and the city, so we have this transparency law. We do a lot of cool stuff there, like yeah, like NLP and drone thing and really much. So so for our strategy for the digital city, we have different kinds of topics, and one topic is this transparency. And in transparency, we have this kind of citizens participation. And this means that we have these proceedings like you want to build some new kind of park or want to renovate it and so on. And the citizens can participate in this progress, in this proceeding. And this participation has some process steps. So the first thing is outreaching participation. So in Hamburg, it's like you have placards on the walls or in the park with QR codes and so on. And there's just standing, okay, participation is at, I don't know, next month and so on. So then is there a kickoff event, and then there's online participation. Before this online participation integration, there was only this kickoff event, and it was looking like this. Yeah, and you have only an on-site participation. But then the idea was to say, okay, hey, couldn't we do it also with online participation? And we did that with our system DPAS. And after this, there's some consolidation, sometimes some workshops, and the results that we're collecting are sometimes going into the proceeding, and sometimes there are some yeah, some kind of, okay, we do that, but we have to say, or I have to say, this participation is informal. So if you would participate and say, I don't want to have a parking slot, this must not really mean that somebody said, okay, we don't build parking slots anymore. So yeah. So our deeper system should have some functions. So as I told you, we have this transparency law, and our philosophy is we want to make everything open. So also our software. So it's an open source software. We collect all the geospatial informations, and this we apply also to our deeper systems. So users can contribute their ideas about one proceeding, do some questions, do criticism, and comment on other ideas. Yes, some numbers. It's a little bit old, this slide, but just to get an overview. So from 2016 to 2019, we had 33 online participation processes, around about 500,000 page views and 13,500 contributions, 1,600 comments, and 5,000 survey participants. This is Hamburg, and you can see here that these proceedings are well spread. Yeah, so that's just an example. So you can see, for example, sometimes there are overlooking participations or proceedings like Stadtrat. Stadtrat is you can borrow a bicycle in Hamburg and just ride with it to another station and just put it there, and then go your way. And we did also a proceeding for that. Yeah. And we have three kinds of things: this online participation, then our geodata, and digital on-site tools. This means that you can participate online, but you can also participate at a spot. So as I told you before, we have this event where civils come to us, and then we have this touch table, and our deeper system is screened thereon. And for example, we call it table jockey. The table jockey is then communicating with the participants. So, for example, for example, we can do a lot of data, geospatial data on this table, like I don't know how the sound is in a specific area, for example, because this is relevant for some proceedings. If it's if you build there only business buildings, or if you build there some buildings to live. Yeah. So just a little bit about the front end. So it looks like this. Then you have there this contribution list where the people just wrote some stuff. You have some kind of wizard to generate this contribution. So you put here your text in, then there are some tags, so classes, which the participant can choose. You have also a type, and then you choose a location. So every contribution has a connected location. And then, for example, we have some developments and also comments. So you can comment on the contributions, but you can also comment on this developments, and this gives us some problems, because if there are a lot of contributions and a lot of comments, it will be in the end a lot of processing for the people that are kind of at the end of this chain, because they have to read all these contributions. They have to read or they want to read all the contributions and all the comments, but you can think about it, it takes a lot of time. So, for example, here are some counts, and you see the contributions are growing up, also the comments. And today I want to talk more about comments, because I think it could be a nice integration in Drupal. So as a, I don't know, maybe a module. And yeah, so the problem, we have so many data, and this comments to handle manually is very time consuming. So our solution is at our department, we came up with the idea, okay, to use natural language processing, and we do some parts of natural language processing, like text classification, sentiment analysis, and clustering. We do also actually a little bit more with the contributions, but today I just want to talk about these three kind of classes from natural language processing. Okay, so yeah, so usually if you go on a data project, the first thing what you will do is to explore your data. Yeah, so just to give you some hints, so for example, just the question, okay, how the comments are developing over time, or they distributed, or how long is the comment, and this can give you some insights, for example, for engagement. At our use case, it's not so important, but if you think about another tool, I don't know, another platform, there could be important. Yeah, text classification is one thing that we do, and it's like you assign a specific class to text. Yeah, I showed you this wizard where the participants can choose some of the classes, but actually it turns out that often does not reflect the reality. And this is why we came up, okay, we have to classify it, and we're currently working on it. Then sentiment analysis is like the idea, okay, I want to have a function where I can put in text and get some result about what is the emotion or what is the the tone of the text. Yeah, like is it more aggressive or is it more like sad or is it happy and so on. Yeah. Actually, we used here a classification approach. So classification is on a very high level, like if you have kids and they grow up and they say something like, I don't know, so, oh, this is a bottle, and you say yes. Yeah, and then the kid says, okay, knows, okay, this is a bottle, and then this is a mouse, and so on. And you always say yes, or it says, this is, I don't know, a keyboard, and you say no. So yeah, that's classification at a very high level. So it's so-called supervised learning. And you have to have some kind of data where this classifications is already labeled. Yeah. And yeah, here we use this approach with CentiVS, because for German language, actually it's more, there are more data for English language because German is a very complex language. But there are other options, like you can use CentiWordNet. It's a very cool tool. It's based on WordNet, and you can get sentiments of a word. Or you can also use large language models use this for sentiment analysis. We are currently working on it because we are from a public sector. We have to struggle with some legal issues that we have to come over. Yeah, and okay, I have to go with time. So topic model is another approach which is not supervised, it's unsupervised. It's a more probabilistic model, and a high overview, it's like if you go to a different country and you don't know the language, yeah, I don't know, maybe to Brazil, and you don't speak Portuguese. So you stay there and you hear radio, you look TV, you hear the people, and somehow you know, okay, I don't know, like actually I don't speak Portuguese, so maybe Spain. So like, sorry? Hola, hola, or como estás? And everybody says to you, hola, como estás? And you think about, okay, that should mean, hi, how are you? And so this is like kind of unsupervised learning, because you just get a model of it without having this, yeah, this is it and this is not. So, and topic modeling is a very nice approach. It's a probability approach, and the idea behind is that you have documents, and in documents there are kind of hidden, there are topics in it, and they have a distribution, and also these topics have a distribution of words. So this is a very, very high level explanation of topic modeling. Yeah, so these three kinds of natural language processing we are currently working on to integrate it in our comment analyzing. And for our tool, we choose this architecture. We have the DPAS front end, which I show you. Then we have a DPAS back end. This is just Drupal. With a Postgres database, because we have this geospatial data. And then we have the inference machine, which is based on Python and the Flask API. This Flask API is just a Python library that you can provide your Python results as an API result and consume it with Drupal. I've used the batch API because I like this one because, for example, I have looked, now we have 23,307 comments in the database. And you can think about it, if you just process it process it to this whole bunch of data, then you will get a timeout. And there comes the batch API in, because you can just chunk it and say, okay, just put some data, put it to, for example, for calculating sentiment score. Yeah, so I don't want to send 23,000 things to my API, and yeah, for example, for that. So yeah, so I told you. So the first thing is exploration of the data. So let me have a look. So it's just a prototype, fingers crossed that it will be working. So I think I have to log in actually. Yeah. Let's clear the cache again. So let me see. Okay. So yeah, this is just the dashboard for the proceeding Lindenallee. Lindenallee is a street in Hamburg in the so-called Schanzenviertel, and the Schanzenviertel is a very an area with high rating rents. And if you look at this proceeding, there's always the discussion about making more parks and making more parking slots. So like, and the dashboard just shows you, for example, the comments per day. So the idea behind it is that you can see, okay, maybe there's some more engagement, and sometimes you have like some advertise or marketing points, and so you can see this. The other thing is, okay, comments per month, but this is just one data point because the proceeding just were in March of 2021. And you can see also the comments length. This is very nice to see, okay, there's a lot of a lot of discussions, because the idea behind it is, if a comment is, so it's calculating, or it's counting the letters of the string, of the comment. So and so you can see, okay, there's a lot of discussions on this. For us, it's good because it means that there's a lot of participation in this proceeding. So let me just show you. Okay, I have to export this data just a minute. So what it should do now is just calculating the sentiment scores for this proceeding to see it later in the table. So I choose this one because it only has 1,257 comments, because 20,000 comments, the processing time is about, I don't know, 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes. So okay. So and then you have here the table of your comments, and you have here the sentiment score. So it goes from a range from -1 to +1. And yeah, -1 is a very, very, very bad score. Like it's like there's something like I'm unhappy, 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 unhappy. So, and +1 is like I'm happy, oh, I'm so feeling good, and so on. And you can, so you can just read a little bit about the comment, and if you want to see, for example, why is this one -2, you can just click on this to get to this thread of comments. And yeah, just go with your analysis. All right. So the other thing is that we integrated this topic model. So it's also now connecting to the Python, to the Flask API, and it's I just choose 5 topics. So, and you get here you get the top 10 words which are associated with one topic. So you have to know that topic modeling won't label for you a topic. So it's only like, okay, this words could be one topic. You can also say, just give me 20 words and so on, because they are ordered by probability. And yeah, so to give you some kind of exploring this data, and you can also say, okay, I want to have 10 topics. So you have to play around with it. So there's no like a golden way to get some information about it. So for example, here you can see it's very, you see always this word street, and you say always, you see car, or parking slot, or bicycle, and yeah, you can see, okay, it's somehow about some traffic, and it's not really good, but as I said, you have to play with it. So okay, so and yeah, just to show you. So this prototype is like you just provide a API URL for the NLP service. Here, this is for the topic modeling to say which number of clusters you want to have, and yeah, so on. So let me just go here. La 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 la. Told you that. Yeah, limitations. So yeah, German language data is rare. So actually, we have to annotate for our use case the data. You can use large language models, as I said, for us we have to have to get over this legal discriminations, but you can use it. So Outlook, yeah, UI UX, obviously. So I don't think it's very intuitive. So there should be some kind of work into it. Then classifying tags. This is the annotation part. Making comments searchable for tags. So one idea, but we didn't implement it yet, is that you can search this comment thread for tags that was classified from the classifier. And also we have found out that the people that are at this chain at the very end and processing the contributions, sometimes they took comments and make from this comments the contribution, because there's something like here should be a bicycle station, and this is more like a contribution and not a comment. So yeah, for my idea for requirements for a more general module, you can just look at the comment activity or at the response rates. So which comments rates at which comment and receive more responses. We have this comment length somehow, comment interactions. So so like upvotes and downvotes, we don't have this really in our, so for comments in our application. Time spent on page, because our tool is totally anonymous. We don't track any user data, so this is for us not so really. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, click-through rates, user participations, comments rep desk. So this is some ideas to make it for a more general module to integrate it with Drupal. All right. So I'm a little bit over time, but I hope. So any questions? Yeah.
How well does your sentiment analysis handles things like sarcasm?
Yeah, not very well. So at the moment, so we have two kind of threads. So the one thread is just tweaking the analyzing part, and the other thread is just building this kind of application to integrate it with. And now the sentiment is like, if you say something like, your company is killing. So it's like, okay, killing, it's bad in the sentiment, but actually you want to say, hey, your company is very good. And this is for German, because the Senti WS, it's not so good, because you have to get more training data for it.
You are only use word lists, so sentiment. Sentiment VS is only a list of words with prediction of
It's just kind of dictionary, and yeah.
You mentioned LLMs. Have you tried anything out with it, like just on your own, or do you have a rough idea of how a trained model compares to something like ChatGPT just out of the box?
I didn't try it with German data. So for English data, it's working very well. I think it would be working also well for German data, but so the one thing is we have to look for a LLM model, which is open source, which is for open for German data, and we have this transparency law. So we have to look with which data the LLM was trained, and if we get all over this, then we can really work on that. But I'm kind of excited, and I think we will get over this. So it's just a thing of time.
Do you have an intuition on whether or not the LLMs will perform overall better at predicting the sentiment analysis than the trained models? Do you think which one will be better?
So my intuition is it will be better because it's like more getting the context. For example, this your company is killing, or in German it would be euer Unternehmen. Ja, killing ist vielleicht nicht das richtige Wort. Weiß ich nicht. Euer Unternehmen tötet mich, wäre jetzt ein bisschen, aber so I think the context, you can get more context of it because you have this vector spaces, and that would be my intuition, that it should be working more efficient for sentiment and also for classification, and also we have this idea for searching into the comments, and like searching for, if you say search for green areas, like, okay, you can get comments about parks, comments about street trees and so on.
So do you think, when it comes to natural language processing, do you think any non-LLM techniques will be superior for any areas of natural language processing?
Difficult question. I mean, you can use, for example, this. I don't think maybe superior, but I think it would be like you have to choose from your basket. So like, okay, I took LLM for classification. For example, to get more into the data, I use topic modeling to get this probabilistic clustering stuff. Maybe, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Any further questions?
What do you want that we take from your talk?
So yeah, I just want to have some feedback, and I want to discuss with you. So my idea is, because I saw this data, so the comments, and I thought, okay, we have comments here in this urban data space, but I think if you have some kind of platform, I don't know, for yeah, some kind of platform with comments and with a lot of comments, there could be some kind of yeah, supporting system to, yeah, for the administrator, for example, to say, okay, here are a lot of comments like this common lengths and so on, and this should be a thread which is really engaged, and maybe there's some kind of information or some kind of people that want to be more contributing to community.
So less about the specific technical implementation, but more about the idea of we could structure large amounts of data better if we use sentiment analysis, LMs, and these kind of things.
Yeah.
Right? Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome.